Hello everyone. Today what we're going to do is we are going to go through Tyler. So at the unit5.org, you're going to go to staff and staff resources. So here is where you're going to find Tyler. So we're going to click on Tyler and then we're going to log in. When you log in, you're going to use your Unit 5 username and your Unit 5 password. If this does not work, please put in a help desk ticket. Okay, from here, you are now at the employee self-service portal. And what this is for people who, everybody needs to use this for their paycheck. You need to look at your paycheck to make sure everything is correct. You need to make sure that your sick days rolled over from Skyward. You need to make sure everything is there, okay? That's your responsibility. New raises for current employees will happen on the September 5th. Now, the September 5th will also have TRS coming out because remember, we do not take TRS out of your checks during June, July, and August. So your paycheck bumps up a little bit. So TRS will be taken out, so your paycheck will get lower. And then in October, your union dues will come out. So slightly go down there as well. So just know that those two things are definitely coming, and you need to make sure that in September you check your paycheck to make sure that it is correct. For new teachers, new to the district, you need to make sure that your salary is correct. So take your gross pay and times it by 24 because that's the number of paychecks you get, and then figure out to make sure that it is correct. So that includes people who have taught in other districts. You make sure that you're the number of years that they gave you, that they are on the right lane, everything. So do all of that stuff ahead of time when you first get that paycheck in September. Okay, so the first thing you can do is up here where it has your name, you can click on your name and then you can go in and edit your profile. So when you go in and edit your profile, this is where you can actually add your picture, change your prefix if you are now a Ms. instead of a Mrs., or you're a Miss and they have Mrs. on there. Okay, you can put Mr. on there, you can add your picture here, and then you can click update. So that's pretty easy to do. You can go into each one of these and you can manage your account a little bit. I'm going to go back over to home and then I'm going to go to self-service. So here, you do not have to use Tyler to put time off anymore if you are a certified employee who needs a sub. If you need a sub, then you are going to use Frontline, formerly ASAP, and that will automatically transfer over to Tyler. So when you do that, make sure that everything transfers over. So that first time that you're sick, I would say, okay, after it's been documented and after that pay that has gone through, so you're sick on a Friday, you get paid 2 weeks later, check to make sure that everything is correct in there. So you can go to time off here. If this is what you're going to use, if you are like myself, who when I'm sick, I don't need a sub. So because I don't need a sub, I'm going to go straight to Tyler. This is only for those employees who are not getting a sub on a regular basis when they're ill or when they're out. Okay, here's also for those current employees, because we moved over from Skyward, you want to make sure that your beginning balance of sick leave, personal leave, all of that is available to you. So make sure that that is all there. Then you want to look at what you have for this year. And remember, this is all done in hours now, not necessarily days. So you want to take a look at that. Go back into Skyward, because that's still on that staff resources page if you are a current employee, and take a look at what you had. That is still available and will be all this year so that you can double check to make sure everything is correct. Now, if you are an employee who is going to use Tyler for time off, that means you do not need a sub. Here is where you're going to click request time off. If you are someone who needs a sub, you will never use this. All you're going to be looking at is your information and your payroll stuff. So I can select a day, and then I can hit next. I can choose which it is, and then I can hit next, and then I can select the number of hours. So if I only need 2 hours, I can put that in there, that kind of thing, and then I can hit next and keep going. And then I can definitely cancel that out. That's really easy. It's real simple to do, so there shouldn't be any issues with how to request time off. Then you can go back in and select your My Requests. And this would show, okay, who is denied, pending, professional, that kind of thing. So you can take a look at that. I have no data to display because I don't believe any of that stuff actually rolled over from Skyward. Okay, the other thing that you have here is you have some either HR information, and you have user-defined forms, and you have your employment letter. I don't know that they have some of this stuff in there, but what you're going to do is you're going to want to go through all of this just to see if there's anything in there, especially your profile. Go through all that. Now, I'm not going to open all of this stuff up because it has obviously my personal information in it, but I want you to make sure that you go through all of this stuff just to make sure that everything's correct. Okay, so the pay tax information, and in your employee pay, this is actually where you're going to look at your, when you're going to look at your check, and you're going to make sure your gross pay is correct. And then if you have any deductions, like I have some money goes into a credit union, and I also have a Roth that I take out of, and I also have a 403B that I take money out of. So those are things that you want to make sure that if you've already had those established, that they rolled over correctly into Tyler if you're a current employee. If you're a new employee, you can obviously set those things up and have that all go up so that it actually rolls into those investment accounts if you want to have that. Calendar year pay history, you can take a look at that, your total compensation, employee tax forms. So this is where if you go into your employee tax forms, here it basically tells you where you're at. And then if you want to change that, you can click to fill out the tax forms. So once you have that, you're good to go. Then oops, I'm in the wrong one. Calendar year, total compensation, employee tax forms, and then your direct deposit. So if you click on direct deposit, here you can see I have information. I have $425 a paycheck going into a credit union, while the rest of my paycheck goes into my Chase account. So those are some things that you can kind of set up. So if you want to make, it's kind of like a forced savings for us. So if you make that, you can, if you want to change it, you can. Once I make a change on here, so if I wanted to change that to 400 instead of 422, I could edit and change and that kind of, or I can add a new one. So there's a lot of things that you can definitely do here that you would normally have to go to the unit office and set that up. Now it is all electronic, which is really nice. Okay, that's really the gist of Tyler. If you have any questions, just shoot me a note. We can definitely do that. Or if you notice that something is incorrect in Tyler, fill out a help desk ticket. There is an HR section in the help desk tickets now, so that will go directly to them and they'll help you get it straightened out. Okay? Thanks, guys. Have a great day.